So where do you like Rock Hall, like in 10, 15 years? Do you see like Death Cab for Cutie or, or I don't know, Corn?
That's an interesting one.
Corn.
These are strange ones that I would not think.
I live for a day that Corn is on the ballot. Dave Matthews Band is on the ballot. So it's just, I'm like, I don't know if you want to talk about like late 90s,
Also,
early 2000s.
Corn has been eligible for the past few years. Yeah, because they were put.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What year are we in? Holy crap!
I know. I mean, Jay-Z and the Foo Fighters are getting in this year, and like we will see artists that became eligible in '96. Artists.
Will NSYNC go in? By the way, because
but Timberlake probably will.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't think the Rock Hall will ever embrace boy bands like that. I don't see.
Do you think Britney
happening.
will get in? I mean, I feel like if Madonna's in, I feel like Britney could get in.
Well, Taylor Swift for sure.
Yeah,
I think
Taylor for sure. The difference between Taylor and Britney, I think, is the kind of artistry versus product kind of thing. That's shifting. That conversation shifting a little bit. But I don't know.
Songwriter. She writes her own songs. I think.
Yeah, and you don't have to necessarily write your own songs. But I think about Britney.
I mean, like Madonna didn't write her own songs, but she was like,
she did.
I'm sorry, didn't mean to say it like that. She wrote many of her own songs, but I guess what I'm saying is like Madonna is known as a performer and like an icon. And I feel like, so like Whitney didn't write her own songs, but she's a great song interpreter.
Right.
Britney is more of a great pop star. And I don't know if we're there yet.
I don't think the Rock Hall is celebrating that. I think you need something like a great voice, or you're doing something kind of like daring or challenging artistically. Like I think about Janet Jackson, who like with her albums and like the concepts she was dealing with and the way that she, challenged even just her own family, like this kind of stuff that she was dealing with thematically, and she evolved and she had longevity. I guess we'll have to see once Britney becomes eligible, which will be relatively soon. But
and who knows what's I mean, her conservatorship is going to end, so she's free.
Yeah, she got her documentary.
We can see she's had so many documentaries. If that mattered, she'd be in.
Right.
So wait, go back to the boy band. Are you lumping the boy bands into the same? I think as Britney.
Yeah, I think about a band like the Backstreet Boys, and I think, okay, this was a prefabricated product. These guys, while they were in the Backstreet Boys, I wouldn't say they were necessarily interpreting their music in a particularly soulful or like. There's no real rebellion in there. It seems fully like this is a pop product. Yeah. And I'm not even entirely sure.
They also didn't have a big longevity. They were part of a movement. I think it was like an impactful movement, but I don't necessarily think that I don't see that happening.
I don't know that there's many artists. I mean, I'm sure there's some, but like who consider themselves like serious artists who go, what I'm trying to do is what the Backstreet Boys did.
All right.
And I'm inspired by the artistry on display with the Backstreet Boys. I don't think that is really happening.
I will mention another Mouseketeer that probably might go in, and that would be Christina
Aguilera. I see her. I do. I mean, I agree. I think she's an incredible vocalist, but I see her as running into the Britney problem.
Really?
Yeah. Or the LL problem too.
You also have to consider that
more of a ubiquitous like personality rather than necessarily like considered an artist anymore.
Yeah, and the Rock Hall takes itself very seriously.
It really does. Like Beyonce will go in for sure.
Yeah, of course.
She'll be first year eligible, and if she's not, I will quit the podcast.
Okay, but
will Destiny's Child?
Yeah, that was
the question. Is will Destiny? I think eventually, and
it would be after Beyonce, probably.
Yes, I think after Beyonce, and that is right.